Hello everyone, today I am looking at Ultrakill. This is a really cool, really fun game. In terms of, talking about classic shooters and boomer shooters and things based on Doom, the one thing I was saying is that I really do miss the era of games where essentially it wasn't just, how well you could shoot, but how fast you could move and shoot at the same time was like the big thing. And just a very distinct PC gaming experience. And Ultrakill is the kind of answer to that question. It is an ultra fast, ultra kind of explosive, ultra action, ultra violent game. It's Ultrakill, baby. It's a good game. It's definitely an experience worth playing. My only complaint, I think if I could make one about this game, is that it is just really hard. I was able to get through maybe the first 2 or 3 levels, and then after that, I just could not. It became too much for me. My reflexes were just literally not fast enough. The game was literally too hard, and basically, the game beat me. I didn't beat the game. But yeah, you kind of have this thing where the story is kind of like non-existent, at least in the first part, but you are essentially this android or robot or something. And what's a really cool aesthetic is that they go through the different layers of hell from specifically, I think, Dante's Inferno. So it's like, limbo, lust, gluttony, avarice, and so on. And I find that to be pretty interesting within itself, because it's something I had no idea why going into the game. I just thought it was like, one of these cool, ultra, difficult, violent games. But yeah, the style also of Ultrakill is super simplistic, super, toned down. It's you have huge blood spurts of fake blood, reminding me of No More Heroes. Just these crazy action sequences. Some of the mechanics are, besides your main weapon, you also have an alt fire. So for the pistol, it's probably my favorite, where you flip a coin, it goes through the air, and you have to shoot the coin, and it'll guarantee to ricochet off it and hit the enemy. And so that was a really cool mechanic, because it was a pretty tiny thing, but it always glowed. And so when you did shoot it, it was really satisfying. But yeah, no, this game is, in terms of FPS, a new step in the evolution of the genre, I would say. Regardless if it's good or not, it's really just that impressive. Of course, the pistol also has a charge shot, and you have a shotgun, and of course other weapons throughout the game as you go along. Another thing that I should mention is that you also have a mechanic where you can do a melee. And so when you hit something or someone, or specifically if you hit one of their orb objects, you can actually reflect it back at them. So again, this game is played frame by frame. It is ultra fast, extremely high skill, high technical. This is not for, weak gamers, so to speak. You also have a sprint mechanic and an ability to kind of do a downward dash. And so that's very useful for navigating vertical spaces. And again, this game is designed to be, fast and violent, and it does that perfectly. Like, this is the game that I think other people have wanted to make for a long time, and now it's finally actually here. Again, I feel like this is probably a PC focused kind of game. I don't know how I would play this on console, because you need to be so precise and exact with where your reticle is. Hitting these very small targets using 2 sticks is just not realistic. And for some enemies, you will have to use the coin technique in order to shoot them in the back, essentially where their weak point is. The only other difference between this game, it does have a lot of Doom-like qualities. For example, instead of, keys, you have red, green, blue, and yellow skulls that you use as keys throughout the level. There is also definitely some lore here at play, where throughout the campaign you have to fight a rival robot or android or something who is a blue one, and so there's this kind of inherent story between these two almost like brother-like figures. And I'm thinking about the Devil May Cry aspects of this game, because Devil May Cry also uses the Divine Comedy as a basis for its lore, as well as the whole red and blue brother aesthetic. So I might be reading into that maybe too much, but that's kind of what I see. But yeah, I basically got to, I think, maybe the first boss, or I forget where I got. I think I got up to Gluttony, I think. I honestly forget, but I got through the first few stages of this game and thought, okay, that was a lot of fun. I literally cannot keep playing this or I will have a heart attack, because I feel caffeinated while playing it. It requires you to be fully 100% aware of what you're doing, and it has, again, that old school high quality vintage kind of feel to it, while being super fast and just intense. I think this game is the high octane adrenaline game that we didn't deserve, and it's an indie game too, so I highly recommend for people to play it, because if you're not even good at it, at least to see how people are good at it and what is involved is just really interesting to see. And I feel like the community that's sprung up around this game is very kind of distinct as well, because it's just such a weird, bizarre, fun game. It's also very cool that at a certain point you actually do enter in through the gates of hell, and there are these two giant stone statue bosses blocking it, so it really does try to take at least some lore from the Divine Comedy pretty seriously, which I do at least respect them for doing. You of course also have a score meter for how many points you can rack up, how many cool things you can do. Again, the game itself is just wild and insane, and I don't think I'm ever going to beat it. I'll be honest, it's just really that level of difficulty, but I'm very glad at least that I tried it. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, I think I'll pass this off to you guys to have fun with and play, and I'll see you guys later.